beyond the fact that like it's just good for your soul and good for your spirit not to be a jerk, it's also good for your wallet. And this is one of those rare times where I'm going to combine making money and building wealth, because those are two different things, into the same conversation. So a member of my family, somebody who I love, that will remain nameless, is retiring from the military, and was calling about their retirement benefits. Financially literate, understood their rights, and so on and so forth, right? Fantastic. They'd read the contract, knew what they were supposed to do. By the way, how many people you know might have military benefits, retirement benefits that you're not claiming because you're not asking? So while they're talking, the lady says, I've done some research on your records, and weren't you married to blah, blah, blah? Was that 30 years ago? God rest his soul, he passed on. Do you know that you're the beneficiary? Like, you can get their retirement benefits. My relative almost passed out. And then they're like, and the lady said, like, because they thought that my relative was a nice person with a sweet spirit, and they didn't mind sort of going the extra mile to help them. She said, you also, if you don't get married right away, you could also get some of these benefits retroactive. Like, you get a lump sum payment of all the money from the past. I don't know what that is, but it's enough for them to buy a house for themselves and their grandchild. It's enough for them to reset their life, and the retirement benefits is enough for them to not worry about monthly bills for the rest of their life, and they can live their life just focusing on what they want to do versus what they have to do. But if she was a jerk, if she was not a nice person, and she had called this same government representative, this person's like the federal government in your hand in this way. This person is the federal government. Like, it doesn't matter who the governor is, the senator is, the congressperson, the president at this moment. This person, this representative on the phone, has all the power in the world. But if you're a jerk, if you're not a nice person, and you're giving this person attitude, she can give you the bare minimum information. I deal with this compliance versus performance in my book, Love Leadership, my first one. This also ties into how the poor can save capitalism, because this lady on the other side is literally solving poverty on the phone and building wealth. And it also ties into the memo, A Mindset, which is my last book, all 3 bestsellers. And it ties into the work of Operation Hope. Like, you've got to know your rights, do your research, pay attention to details. And by the way, just be a nice person, because being a jerk is really not much of an alternative, right? Nobody wants to deal with a negative person. I don't, you don't. And by the way, you don't even like dealing with negative people. So you may not want to deal with yourself sometimes. Get that memo. And remember that dis-ease is often dis-ease. And that comes from inside of yourself. So if you don't want to deal with yourself, who else would want to? Be a nice person. Be pleasant. You never know who's going to be on the other side of the phone. Love and light. How being a nice person makes you money and builds your wealth. Peace and light. And go see my team at Operation Hope in a Hope Inside location near you. Go take your life back. I'm out. John Hope.